What's going on? The Ape Coach from Six Pack Gaming, where we bring you the best play to earn NFT games and new Metaverse projects. Today we have a big update here on CyBall. We've got a ton of things coming with it that I'm super pumped about. Plus, we are going to be doing a free NFT giveaway later in this video, so you're definitely gonna want to stick around for that. So be sure to smash that thumbs up button, make sure you're subscribed and got notifications turned on, and let's dive right into this. Alrighty, so here you can see CyBall development updates April 5th. So this went out just the other day. These are just some general overview notes of how the game growth has been coming along here. So it says they're up to 53,000 plus signups, as well as 13,000 plus daily active users, which is phenomenal. This is still just a month old, and it's been growing very quickly. So we just had the Genesis mentoring event that finished up this past week here, and the CyBloc population doubled just from that event. And they said it's in large part to all of the participating guilds. They are at 50 plus active guilds in the game already, which is amazing. And just overall, the economy's booming, the player base is growing, and they're seeing a lot of, excitement coming into this game, and for very good reason. So one of the biggest things I think is coming up here is this CyBall Reborn. This is going to be pretty massive in onboarding new players into the game and just improving the overall experience for players and all that stuff. So you can see here, it's going to be about mid-May. So we got about a month until this is coming out, about 5 weeks. And here are some of the features. So improved user experience with more intuitive controls during in-game matches. So it sounds like we're going to have a little bit more guidance as to, how to use the cards and play the cards and all that sort of stuff. Revamped, all the artwork and user interfaces, as you can see here. Looks very nice. New artwork and animations. We've got more detailed results for the post-match screen to enable for technical analysis and reviewing of strategies. So this, I think, is actually going to be very cool and really helpful in helping to develop strategies and, work with your scholars, or have, scholars work with one another to kind of break down their games, how they went, maybe where they might have made mistakes, where they can make improvements, all that sort of stuff. So very cool. I'm excited to see this more detailed post-match results thing. And then there's further improvements to matchmaking. I know there has still been issues. They've been constantly tweaking the matchmaking and that to make it, as fair and as skill-based as possible. But there is obviously still some RNG there. So they're going to be making further improvements to that, which is great. And then this is going to be huge as well. CyBall is coming to both iOS and macOS. Currently, it is just on PC and Android. This is saying it'll most likely be test flight, but they'll say once they have confirmations from Apple, they will obviously let you guys know. Test flight, if you don't know, is just an app on Apple devices that basically allows you to use like beta versions of apps, that sort of thing. These are just some sneak peeks of the improvement to the overall user interface, how the cards are looking. I think this looks amazing. I think this is a huge step up in just the overall quality of the artwork and everything from where it currently is. And I really like this as well. It shows you the strategies. So these are your offensive to defensive strategies, and it explains it a lot clearer, a lot, bolder. So it's a lot easier to understand, I think. And then, we've got all the cards here with all different looks. The CyBlocs look awesome. You can see they've got their traits here that are way more apparent. Right now, it's just the CyBloc cards basically on the side with just the little dots. And it's kind of hard to see what traits they have, what sort of quality of traits they have, all that sort of stuff. So this is a big overhaul in the overall user interface, and I think this is really good. It shows you how much stamina your players have all the time in the bottom corner there, and I think it'll just make it a lot easier to kind of track things and just play the games, just improve the overall player experience, which is what they're going for here. This is really cool too. So this is kind of the post-match result. This is, I guess, a picture of what this might look like. It shows you all of the different events that played out, which ones you won, which ones you lost, the 3 different CyBlocs there, their current experience and levels, all that good stuff, and then how much CBT you were able to gain during that match. So that is, the CyBall Reborn, that is going to be huge for improving the overall player experience and that sort of thing in the game. But this Potions, this is going to be one of the first big impacts on the economy of the game, and it's great to see them already implementing something like this so early on into the game. I think that's, a mistake that a lot of these games make, is they kind of launch without any sort of plan for additional burning mechanics and that sort of thing, and they think that they'll have time to just kind of like gradually, slowly build it out as they go. But I think the earlier on you can get a lot of these, multiple different burning mechanisms and things worked into the game while there's still a lot of, growth in the player base and there's a lot of excitement in it. It just gives people different avenues to use the in-game currency, and just it broadens the economy so much more. So I'm super pumped to see this. So this is Potions, as heavily requested by our community. We will be releasing several limited edition skin sets for our beautiful CyBlocs. To start off, the first release will be our Mutant Collection, which has been meticulously detailed by our arts team. Okay, and you can see some of these graphics that they've come up with. These look phenomenal. This one's pretty crazy. It kind of reminds me of like Attack on Titan meets Chucky, like a little Chucky doll. It's a little creepy, but also a little badass at the same time. But it says, so users can buy potions and cast them onto their existing NFTs to create a whole new aesthetic. These skin sets do not carry any additional skill upgrades to start off, but they may in the future. Okay, and the skin sets will be sold for CBT, which will then be burned, which will be one of the major upcoming CBT burning events. So that is awesome that they're already implementing these additional burning mechanisms for their utility token. Now, I did jump into an AMA where they were discussing these basically cosmetic skins a little bit more, and they haven't fully decided how they're going to sell these, if they're going to sell them as an entire skin set, so you can apply this to your whole CyBloc, or if they're going to sell it kind of piece by piece, so you could have your little crazy eyeball stretched out Chucky doll head, and then maybe you have your mech alien body suit, and then your predator, alien versus predator, I don't know, legs or whatever, this headpiece. So they weren't sure if they're going to break it up into individual things that you can get and sort of apply to your CyBlocs or not. But the cool thing is that these potions are going to create these NFT skins, these cosmetic skins, but they're going to essentially be an NFT themselves, and they're going to be like an overlay on the CyBloc that you have. Okay, so you can choose if you're selling, you're reselling on the marketplace or whatever, you can choose to sell it with the skin intact, or you can take that skin off and apply it to a different CyBloc. And that way you can just kind of like sell your generic CyBloc or whatever and still keep the cosmetic skin and apply it to a different CyBloc that you want to keep. So that's a very cool idea in itself. And I believe you may also be able to sell just the skins themselves, because I know like the potions are going to be NFTs. Perhaps when you make them a skin for the CyBloc, they will be like their own NFT. I'm not sure exactly how that works. That'll be something to clarify with the team here. But it is very cool that you're going to have the option already to apply some of these like crazy cosmetic skins and just totally customize your CyBlocs and make them like completely unique. And that's going to be a big burning event for CBT. And now one additional thing while we're on the CyBloc designs, I wanted to let you guys know about a cool little community event that the team is running here in their Discord, the CyBall Fan Art Competition Guild Represent Edition. Okay, and so 6PG, I'm going to be looking to some of you guys in the guild. If you're talented artists, or you're familiar with Photoshop, you want to give this a shot, by all means, let's see what you can do. So here it is, our very own guild and CyBall fan art competition. The aim of this competition is to dress up your CyBloc representing your guild. So I think this is such a cool concept. It says if you're not part of a guild, that's okay. You can design your CyBloc any way you like, but this is running from April 5th till 19th. Okay, so you got 2 weeks. It'll be judged by the actual CyBall art and design in-house team. Here is the criteria for it. Okay, so you got 4 things that you must do if you want to participate. Design your own CyBloc representing your guild. It says you must include your guild and CyBall's logo in your design. So again, if you guys are from Six Pack Gaming here, you guys are watching, you guys want to take part in this, hit me up. I will get you the 6PG logo and the CyBall logo if you need that as well. Then it says post it on Twitter with a creative caption tagging your guild and CyBall official. Include tags hashtag guild x CyBall fan art contest and hashtag CyBall official, and then upload your design to the fan art competition page here. We'll click into it and you can already see some very cool designs. Yield Guild there, that one actually is pretty cool. Kind of looks like a little superhero. But yeah, lots of different cool designs and stuff. So we've got that there. Now let's jump back to the announcement here. And here are the prizes. Okay, so there's a prize pool of $300 plus a scholarship giveaway. So first place gets $100. Anyone in the top 5 gets 50. And in addition to the BUSD rewards, each winner will also receive a scholarship. Okay, so that's going to be 5 scholarships plus a $300 prize pool, just for having some fun, being a little bit creative, and designing a CyBloc to represent the guild. And who knows, maybe if we make one that's, you know, fire enough, maybe we'll get like a potion. Maybe we can get like a custom potion to apply our guild skin, you know, our design to one of our CyBlocs or something like that. And you know, if you guys are wanting to participate in this, if you guys are aspiring scholars for Six Pack Gaming here, you know, the whole scholarship giveaway, maybe if you don't come top 5, there may be additional scholarships within our guild itself. Okay, if you come up with something that looks amazing. All right, and they do provide you with the PSD for a CyBloc too, so this is like a public one that you can kind of use. So that's really, really cool. They kind of hook you up with something that you can use in your design, and you can kind of tweak it and make it your own. So that's really cool. I just wanted to mention that because that was an event that's going on right now, and it kind of ties into these new cosmetic skins for the CyBlocs. Now let's move on. Stadiums. They are already talking stadiums very soon here, actually within this quarter. Okay, so after the release of CyBall, I believe this is CyBall Reborn, they'll begin rolling out the first batch of stadiums, most likely towards the latter part of the quarter. Okay, so we'd probably be looking closer to, you know, like June time frame. But it says stadiums will initially be auctioned off for CBT and or CYB. This is their governance token. This is the utility token, right? We intend to strategically release these slowly so owners of the stadiums get full exposure to the benefits that come with them. And it also says, this is very cool, initially, if resources allow, stadium owners may be able to provide inputs on the full design and aesthetic of their stadium NFT. In the future, governance token holders can also elect these stadium owners to get some form of rewards or yield. So that is very cool. First initial stadium NFTs, you'll be able to kind of custom design with the team. I think that is such a cool thing. And now the CYB launch and dashboard. All right, so the governance token is going to be launching mid to late Q2. So that is coming up within the next 2 months here. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff happening in the next couple months. Okay, so it says full details will be announced in the coming weeks. And the current Genesis CYB rewards program is still on. It is still live until April 21st. If you guys haven't been aware, for the past, I think it was 40 days or something like that, they have been running a Genesis CYB rewards program where every time you guys are playing the games or your scholars are playing, you are getting a percentage of CYB rewards in addition to your CBT. So that is very cool as well. You guys are already earning the governance token just by being active and playing the game. So the dashboard will detail the amount of CYB earned, and the rewards tab. Yeah, so there we go. This is it right there. So it's going to be kind of incorporated into the rewards tab. You guys will see how much you've accumulated. You'll be able to claim it and all that good stuff. And there will be a vesting schedule based on your loyalty, it says. So basically how active you've been, how you've been sort of contributing back to the CyBall ecosystem with mentoring and utilizing your CBT rewards and that sort of stuff. You will have a more favorable vesting period, a more favorable unlock period for your CYB tokens. All right. And next we have Flash Mentoring and CyLoans V2. I am so looking forward to this because I just had, like, currently in V1, you have to recall your teams or recall your CyBlocs in order to mentor them. And there is a 24-hour wait period for that until you can fully recall your CyBlocs. And then, you know, you can mentor them and then you send them back out. But currently that resets all of their levels and their skills and all that sort of stuff, right? So that kind of sucks if you have a scholar that has already like leveled up the CyBlocs to level 100 and you've got to call them back to mentor with them, and then you send them back to the scholar and they're back to level 1. They've got to level them all up again, but that's just kind of the way it works right now. But I had an issue with this actually just yesterday and like 2 days ago, because I was able to mentor I think it was like 9 different CyBlocs or something 2 days ago. Okay. And so I called them all back and I started mentoring them. But I had 3 that I still had to wait like another half hour. So I had already mentored the first 6 and I was like, okay, I'll send back these 2 teams while I'm waiting for the 3rd team to like finish up. And, you know, with me not really paying enough attention, when I went to list them back on the CyLoans market, I just hit select all and listed them. And then I was like, oh no, I listed all 9, didn't I? And then I checked and sure enough, I did. So then the 3 that I was waiting to breed that I could have, or waiting to mentor that I could have mentored in half an hour, I had to recall them and wait another 24 hours before I could mentor them. So I was, you know, that was my dummy mistake. But this is going to remedy all of that, because in V2, you are going to be able to mentor your CyBlocs without having to recall them. So you're not going to have to wait. This, you know, your scholars don't lose access to them or anything like that. You're just going to be able to mentor with them while they're already loaned out, and, you know, you'll get your new CyPods and your scholar can keep playing with the team. No levels reset, none of that. Okay, so that is going to be phenomenal. Now, the one thing with this is going to be launching in about 2 weeks. You are going to have to migrate your CyBlocs from V1 to V2, which means you're going to have to recall all of your CyBlocs and then relist them in the CyLoans V2, because it's going to be essentially a separate CyLoans market. Okay, but once they're in there, then all those new features will be intact and everything will be all Gucci. Okay, in addition to that, they're going to be adding something called clubs, and this says it'll represent guilds, clans, or teams that can contain smaller subdivisions, so you can better organize and coordinate scholars. So I think that'll be very cool. You know, maybe you have certain sort of tiers of scholars that you want to split up, or maybe you want to have like a management kind of team or like training team and kind of like newbies or something like that, right? Like there's all different ways that you can kind of like organize and coordinate everything, but this is going to make it much easier to do that by being able to kind of like group things in these clubs within the CyLoans market there as well. So it says with, you know, basically all the new features and all these changes they're going to be implementing, they expect this to drastically influence population growth over the next 1 to 2 months. It's going to be a lot easier to mentor. You're not going to lose levels, all of that sort of stuff. With that being said, you know, they're talking about the influence of population growth. There is going to be a change in mentoring costs starting April 12th. Okay, so basically right at the next claim period, Tuesday, April 12th, 1 p.m. UTC, these new mentoring costs are going to be in effect. So we've got for a 1 of 3, or the first mentor is 1,500 CBT or 225 BUSD. So you no longer have to spend CBT and BUSD to mentor, you can spend one or the other. A 1 of 3 is 1500 CBT or 225 BUSD, so you can use one or the other. You no longer have to use CBT and BUSD. The 2 out of 3 is 2000 CBT or 300 BUSD, and then the 3 out of 3 is 4000 CBT or 600 BUSD. So currently the costs are just 500 CBT and 100 BUSD, okay, which is at the current prices cheaper than this would be, 225 BUSD. The price with 500 CBT and 100 BUSD right now would be around, I think, $160 US. So, about $65 cheaper than when this change is implemented for the first mentor cost. But then the second mentor cost, I believe, is quite a bit cheaper because this used to be 3000 CBT plus 100 BUSD. And then the last one, I think, is cheaper as well because this was 9,000 CBT and 100 BUSD as well. Okay, so now it's 600, 300, 225, or 4,000, 2,000, 1,500. And the nice thing is, looking at this based on the current price of CBT, it is cheaper to go the CBT route. Okay, so it's actually cheaper to just utilize to burn your CBT for mentoring rather than, selling it to BUSD and using that to mentor, which is a great thing because you don't want to put additional negative selling pressure on CBT, in order to facilitate the mentoring, because that would kind of negate the whole purpose of this being a burning mechanism. But because there is quite a bit of a difference right now between 1500 CBT and 225 BUSD, if we run the numbers real quickly here. So 1500, the price of CBT right now is about 10.8 cents. So that would be about $162 versus 225 if you're using BUSD. Okay, so it makes a lot more sense to just use CBT. And again, the second mentor, I think, is actually quite a bit cheaper. You think at the current prices, oh, I did not do that right. I did 200 instead of 2000. So it's going to be about $216, okay, which is much, much cheaper than in the past. So you can actually, if you're doing CBT, even mentoring the second, 2 out of 3 mentors is still cheaper than using BUSD for the first. Okay, so it definitely makes more sense to either just buy CBT and mentor with that because you're going to save some money there. So that's going to help prop up the price of CBT, or to, utilize your in-game rewards. So either way, it should help increase the burning of CBT. I am curious as to what the final cost is here. So 432 only currently for the 3 out of 3 mentoring, which is quite affordable compared to what it was previous. Okay, so that is very, very cool to see. With these changes in mentoring costs, I can see the price of CBT pumping back up again as people are buying CBT to mentor or utilizing their rewards, burning the additional supply, right? So that's going to create some very nice positive buying pressure on CBT, and we might see things kind of start to level out a little bit more here, where the cost of CBT is pretty close to what the cost would be for BUSD. Right, and so with the introduction of those new mentoring costs taking effect in about 5 days, that kind of gives you some time to consider what your best option may be. Obviously, it's not financial advice. Please do your own research, okay? But you may want to either get your mentors in before the changeover happens, or take advantage of the kind of decrease, this bit of a dip in the price right now of CBT, and prepare for future mentoring as you plan to, expand your teams and that sort of thing. And this is going to be very, very important very soon here. Some of you may be looking at, the rapid growth rate of the population of CyBlocs and these sort of things, and, thinking that we're coming up to kind of like an oversaturation or an overpopulation environment too quickly. But there are some additional changes coming very soon that is going to essentially create a lot more of a shortage of CyBlocs, or at least a lot higher demand or requirement of additional CyBlocs, especially for those in guilds and wanting to compete in something that we're going to jump to right now, guild leagues. Okay, this is going to be huge. I'm super excited for this. This is going to be basically a tournament style. So they have it right here, the Guild Royal Rumble. The very first one here is starting April 11th. So that is in just 4 days. But initially, it is going to be very simplified. Okay, this is not going to be what the leagues will be in the future. But this is the first introduction, the first iteration of it, to simply start getting some of that engagement with the guilds, and to offer, additional sort of features and additional reasons to really be trying to, strategize and play the game to the best of your ability, essentially. So Season 1 Guild League will be a simplified league, which will see the guilds being ranked on their performance of their top 20 scholars, as well as their win percentage. Okay, so this is not going to be like a head-to-head tournament initially. It is going to be taking all of the partnered guilds, all of the registered guilds, their top 20 scholars, and simply ranking them based on their win percentages. Okay, so if you have 20 scholars, you can be considered a guild and get access to the league here. Okay, you just message the CyBloc team, Benji or one of the guys, and they'll coordinate with you. They're very good at getting back to you very quickly. And essentially, as long as you have at least 20 scholars, it's going to take the win percentages of your top 20, and it's going to rank you versus all the other guilds that are also competing in this. So it'll basically just be a ranking leaderboard based on, your guild's top 20 scholars and their win percentages. That's kind of what the first iteration is. But then it says in the future, we aim to have these directly competing against one another in a knockout style tournament to determine the best. So that'll be very cool. That is where, stream interactions and stuff like that, more esports type entertainment value in the competitive nature of the game, when we have the guilds facing off head to head, competing against one another for, either just bragging rights or certain prizes or additional rewards, all that sort of stuff. Maybe it'll be like CYB tokens, who knows? But I am super excited for the launch of the guild leagues, and we will be competing. Okay, so best of luck to all the guilds out there. All right, now we skipped past this here. So the community pool NFT fund, this is another very cool update that is going to allow a lot of you that are trying to play this game that maybe haven't gotten a chance to yet, just by being an active member of the community, you guys are going to be able to get a chance to play the game for free, essentially, and to be able to earn some sort of introductory scholarships from this community pool fund. Okay, so it says the biggest use case of the BUSD collected in mentoring is to go towards game development. The first of these developments is to create a community pool of NFTs that will be purchased on the market. These NFTs will then be assigned to community members via CyLoans who are the most active and helpful within the community. The reward split will be 10% to the borrower and will be designed to introduce new players to CyBall, who can then hopefully get a more extensive scholarship with our partnered guilds. Any excess CBT earnings for the lender, so the other 90% here, will be used for mentoring to create even more opportunities for new and contributing users, or they'll be burned if there is excess supply of CBT. So they do, understand that if they're earning all of this additional CBT through buying things off the market constantly, that could, create a bit of an excess supply of CBT. So if needed, they will just burn the additional CBT. Otherwise, they're going to basically allow users to play the game for free, new users to be able to be onboarded and introduced to the game for free through a mentorship that they're actually going to be able to earn 10% of the earnings, like right off the hop. Okay, so all you got to do is, you know, be active in the community, be participating, be contributing as much as you can, and you could gain access that way, in addition to all the partnered guilds and everything as well. Okay, so this is very, very cool. It says initially the team will decide to dictate how the NFT acquisition works. However, once the governance token CYB and the DAO are released, users will be able to decide on the level of NFT purchases, the rewards share, and distribution to borrowers. The community pool will purchase all NFTs priced under X, a constant. X may change from time to time. So it's basically saying initially it's going to be set to any CyBlocs priced under $205 is going to be what that fund will buy off the market. And it says we hope this plan will incentivize and strengthen our community to grow even greater levels. So very cool. Again, it's, you know, it's offering new players, new users an opportunity to be able to you know, learn the game, be able to start playing the game, and then ideally use their experience and their skill gained through that to be able to get a full-time scholarship with one of the guilds that are participating in the game and the economy as well. Another little thing here, they're going to be resetting the leaderboards and just kind of improving the filters and stuff on there. And now it does say that the monthly leaderboards will be eligible for CYB rewards, the top 10 users based on their win-loss win rate. Okay, and then here we go, matchmaking and other rebalances. I think this is something we're all looking forward to, myself especially, from when, you know, I was, you know, I've now loaned out all of my teams to scholars because we're, you know, trying to get more people as active and you know, into the game as quickly as possible. But I know when I was playing a lot, there were, you know, some issues with sort of unfair matchmaking, right? Just like certain situations where it was very unlikely that you would be able to win. And so they're improving that. So it says instead of matchmaking on total skills unweighted, they'll be matchmaking on a new formula, which is base skills plus Y times added skills, where Y is greater than 1. So it basically says that they're putting greater emphasis on skills that are assigned by the players because they consider them more valuable than base skills, because if your players, if your scholars, or, you know, yourself are applying your skills personally, there's a strategic reasoning behind that, right? And so they're just trying to take that into consideration and try to balance things out as much as possible. This is probably the biggest thing that I think is needed. When I was playing, there's definitely some OP cards and things in the game that I think either the stamina cost has to be adjusted, or here is what they're saying, as CyBall Reborn gets closer, we will also be adding and removing several tactic cards. Okay, so they're going to be taking some tactic cards out, they're going to be implementing some new ones. It'll be very cool to see how those kind of change up the gameplay. But it says we do not plan on changing any of the traits right now. However, this may change in the future. So traits are going to be as is. So if you have some really strong traits on your CyBlocs, the good news is they're going to kind of stay intact, but there may be some reworking of strategies needed as they change up the tactic cards, because currently, as it is, the RNG with the tactic cards that are in place can completely make or break your game, right? Like if you get good RNG with the tactic cards, you can do a lot. And if you get the worst tactic cards, you're pretty much SOL, right? Like there's no hope really. But okay, so this is the big thing. This is why I was saying the additional population of CyBlocs is going to be needed, and we are not at, you know, an oversupply yet, or not at risk of that yet, because we have these future updates coming in the near future. After the release of CyBall Reborn, they'll be releasing the highly anticipated 5v5 gameplay. The 5v5 will be in the form of an exhibition or our league or tournament modes of the game. It says 5v5 matches will be longer duration. They'll include 10 key events, okay, instead of the 6 in the 3v3 matches. So there's going to be a lot more events to go through. They're going to be a lot longer matches. And then it says the league and tournament modes will have users select a team of 7 players, which includes 2 substitutes for the course of the tournament or the season. Okay, so the league. So this is where you're going to, especially the guilds, are going to need a lot more CyBlocs, because you're moving from teams of 3, right? So if you have 20 teams of 3, that would be 60 CyBlocs total. Once it brings out the 5v5 matches and these tournament and league modes where you're going to need 7 players for a team in order to have those 2 substitutes, you're going to be down to less than 10 teams with those same 60 CyBlocs, right? So that essentially cuts your teams in half. So in order to keep up with that, you're going to need a lot more CyBlocs in your arsenal, and it's going to definitely change up. So it says, you know, the strategy to coordinate and optimize a team of 7 players who have complementary traits, a good team dynamic to endure the length of the season or tournament. It's going to be important. And you know, it says it's going to elevate the strategic prowess of players to the highest level of competitiveness with more players, key events, and more tactic cards. So it sounds like there might actually be additional tactic cards for the 5v5 modes, and just having 5 players. And I'm assuming with, you know, 5 players, they might have, because right now we just have solo events and tandem events, which are 2 CyBlocs. So they might have ones that are 3 CyBlocs at a time. So there's going to be a whole lot of reworking of the strategy in this, and I am super excited for everything to come with this, because like I said, this is only about a month old and the team is already on it, coming out with all of these major updates just in the next couple months here. So huge stuff to come for CyBall. I'm so excited for it. The potions, the stadiums, all this good stuff. But let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about all the updates coming? Are you excited for it? Are you ready for leagues? Are you gonna take a crack at the fan art contest, try to design your own CyBloc? Let me know. Leave a comment. Be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed, got notifications on, so you never miss these. But before we wrap up here, it is time to give you guys a free NFT. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, and you know, perhaps you've tuned in to some live streams, you have likely heard me talk about Shooter Pals and play it on stream. I think this is probably one of the most fun NFT games that is currently out here. The guys at Shooter Pals reached out and they want to hook you guys up with a free rare NFT. Okay, now these NFTs gain you access to the closed beta. Here's one of the rare ones here. Any of these guys with the red background. So any of these rare pals, you guys are going to get a chance to win one of them for free. Okay, this gives you access to the closed beta of the game that you can already play. Right now, it is an absolute blast. Anyone who's tuned in, watched the stream, you know, they can attest to it. Anyone who's like played it, it's a ton of fun. It's essentially a combination of like Worms and Super Smash Bros. It's like a platform shooter. You just jump around with these little 2D guys, pick up guns all over the map, and just, you know, shoot each other, blow each other up, all that good stuff. So that gains you access to the closed beta. You can accumulate your chips tokens in the closed beta. Once the chips tokens launch later this year, you will be airdropped any of your rewards that you've earned in closed beta. So, you know, you do get a slight benefit by being one of the initial closed beta testers here. Now, the rare NFT also gives you a 40% increase in chips earned for every kill you get in game. So you actually get increased earnings with the NFT that you could win in this video. Okay, so here is what you've got to do if you want to participate in this and have a chance at winning one of these rare pals. With the floor price right now is 0.03 ETH. And this is on the Polygon network as well, so you don't have to worry about those crazy Ethereum gas fees. Alrighty, so if you guys want a chance of winning one of these rare NFTs for Shooter Pals and getting access to the closed beta, start earning those chips, All you gotta do is like this video, make sure you subscribe and got noties on. Then you're gonna come to the shooterpals.io site, check out the NFT collection. Any of these red pals or hats, these are all the rare ones, any of the red ones. Let me know what your favorite one is down in the comments below, okay? Then you're gonna drop a follow on myself and Shooter Pals on Twitter. You are going to join the Shooter Pals Discord and the Six Pack Gaming Discord. You're gonna come to the Six Pack Gaming YouTube giveaways channel, and you're gonna submit your YouTube username as well as your wallet address. This is the Polygon chain, okay? So your MetaMask wallet address on Polygon, and that will enter you in for a chance to win. We will draw the winner in the next video, okay? So make sure you're liking the video, you're subscribing, comment with your favorite rare pal or hat, and then, you know, drop us a follow on Twitter, join the Discords, and make sure you share your YouTube username and wallet address in the Six Pack Gaming Discord, okay? In the YouTube giveaways channel. Okay, make sure you don't forget that. Otherwise, we can't confirm you as the winner, and we have to redraw, and then you miss out on a free NFT, right? And that sucks. So that is everything. I am so pumped for everything coming with CyBall. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below if you're pumped for it. The guild, league play, all the big things coming with the new, you know, the CyLoans market and the mentoring, cost adjustments, and all this crazy stuff. The new potions, the skins, the stadiums, all that. It's going to be so wicked. Be sure to smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed, got notifications turned on. And just before we hop off, we have to send a shout out. You guys have been going nuts with the subs and the memberships and all that stuff again, so we have to send a big shout out to all the new members and subscribers to the channel here. So let's rip through it. Harjo Kawar, Bonnie, A Ugly Films, Judio, Pete from BC, Dows, Mike, Arvin, Lou, Chris, Alex, Jason, Sagar Deep, Johnny, Wilmar, Crypto, Road, Ethan, Michael, Glenn, Hasima, 123 Tattoo, Ryan, Michael, Trio, Grace Skull, Christopher, Rodell, Nicole, John, Aaron, Bob, Morden, Jaffet, Scott, Martin, Interstuff, Arif, Peter, Johan, David. Welcome to Six Pack Gaming. Appreciate those subs. Say became a member of the Monkey Gang. Let's go. Christian, Deontay, Shaz, thank you for these subs. Welcome to Six Pack Gaming. Baby Cutie, or BB Cute, became a member of the Monkey Gang. I believe she was already a member, so a return. I believe Say already was as well. So I appreciate all that love, all that support. Alexandra and Road Well, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. As always, could not do this without you guys. So appreciative of that. And you know, to let you guys know, we do have the memberships. So if you're wanting to join the Monkey Gang, the Gorilla Squad, or the Alpha Apes, you come to the channel or right below this video, hit that join button. Stop talking. There we go. I'm talking. There we go. Hit the join button. You got the Monkey Gang, the Gorilla Squad, and the Alpha Apes. Totally optional. You do not have to join this by any means, but it's just a way to support the channel a little bit more. If you like the content, you like what I'm doing, and you do get a special Discord role and access to the VIP Discord lounge, where you get some early alpha on new games and projects that I'm checking out, or you know, things before anyone else sees them, all that sort of stuff. So that is an option for you. All right, but that is everything for now. Super excited for all the updates. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, until next time, train hard, game hard, keep making those life-changing gains, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, everyone.